What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another War Within video. Hope you're all doing very well. We're going to talk about Arcane Mage today, which is something that I didn't think I was going to be saying doing all this testing on the beta, but honestly, it's like a lot easier than it used to be. We're going to get into all the details, so I will start by just talking about how easy Arcane Mage has become to play compared to what it used to be, and then I'll talk about how it relates to Spellslinger, which is the hero tree that I decided to go with for the video. Excuse me. And then we will get into the dungeon footage. We're going to talk about all of it. I'm really excited, actually, about Arcane Mage. I tried it with a bunch of friends on stream last night, and God, it was like really fun. And it was really kind of easy to play, and it did a lot of damage. So it's like checking all these boxes, you know, that you're going to want from a talent tree like this. So let's bring over the old talent tree that is live right now. When I say old, I say the one that is live right now. This is the spec tree as it exists in the game right now. The one on the right, of course, is the new one. So let me just talk about what's new, what's changed, why is it simpler to play than it used to be, okay? Number one, Arcane Surge. You've got it here. There's a new talent under Arcane Surge called Surging Urge. Arcane Surge damage increased by 5% per arcane charge. So if you pop Surge with 4 arcane charges, it does 20% more damage. So you're going to want to do that very likely. The easiest way to do that is to still take the evocation line here, and then you can channel evocation before the pull, which you probably already do right now. And then that is going to get you 4 charges, and then you go into your Surge Magi window. Okay? That's what you're going to be doing. Now, that still exists. It's still the same thing. Here's what's changed, though. In the game right now, you have spells like Nether Tempest and Mana Gem and Radiant Spark. And all of those are going away. Those are all going away, all 3 of those. Which makes your opening rotation like 50 times easier. You don't have to layer in a Nether Tempest. You don't have to layer in a Radiant Spark. You don't have to consume. I'm not even really sure when you consumed Mana Gem, but I'm just going to say like it was a potential option for you to do. But certainly like these 2 aren't there anymore. They're gone, right? So no Mana Gem here, no Spark on the bottom. Spark has become essentially a passive like idea, but it's not even like, it's nothing like what it was before. They've just really completely changed it and made it a passive thing, which it's actually quite strong. It basically just says now, your Touch of the Magi also conjures a spark, causing the damage from your next barrage, blast, and missiles to echo. Each one of those spells will echo. When your Magi receives all 3 of those spells, the spark will explode and deal extra damage to all nearby enemies. Now, this is something that I think I didn't do perfectly well in the dungeon, but I did try. I tried it as best I could, and I think I'm not entirely sure how the damage actually showed up on the chart, but we'll get to that in a minute. But either way, it's a totally different idea now. You're not layering in a Radiant Spark and then casting like 4 arcane blasts to proc the spark. You know what I mean? Like this whole stupid thing you have to use to do. It's a lot simpler now. So I will do a rotation in a second, but just know Tempest is gone, Gem is gone, Spark is gone. All you're doing now really is going arcane. You're doing like evocation and presence of mind at the beginning of the pull. Okay, you get your 4 arcane charges, you press Arcane Surge, you press Magi, and then you're getting procs on missiles, and you're throwing those missiles into your Magi target. You're throwing your arcane blasts into your Magi target, and it's increasing the damage of your Magi, of course. And then at the very end, you're pressing Barrage on your Magi to make sure that you're getting a full consumption of Arcane Harmony, and then it will detonate and do big damage. I mean, that's what you've already been doing, but it's just a lot easier now because you don't have to layer in all these other spells, okay? So that's why a lot of people right now are talking about Arcane Mage and very excited about Arcane Mage, about how simple this opener has become, how simple your rotation has basically become, period. Like every minute and a half, you have an Arcane Surge window. Every 45 seconds, you have a Touch of the Magi. So you just, every other Arcane Surge, you have a big chunk of damage coming through. And then, you know, every 45 seconds, you have kind of that mini window. What I'll show you in the video is that even when I had like a drought period on a pack where I didn't have Magi or Surge, I was still able to put a lot of damage out there. So that was really encouraging, and I just want to make sure you guys can see the difference between the new tree and the old tree. In terms of Spellslinger, the Spellslinger tree is largely passive. It doesn't really do a whole lot. There's a couple of notes here on the talents, that are important to know. It's this one down here, Shifting Shards. your shifting power fires a barrage of splinters. So as soon as you're done your Surge Magi window, you should channel your shifting power. Not only to get your Magi cooldown back, but also to conjure all these splinters. So to do a bunch of extra damage, which is really nice. This talent is also the other one that's really important. Direct damage from your splinters has a 2% chance to launch an arcane orb and increase. So anytime you launch an arcane orb, if it goes through a bunch of enemies, it generates like up to 4 charges for you, which is amazing. So getting free arcane orbs is actually a really big deal. Gets you back to immediately having 4 charges. You can spend that on barrage if you want to. But the bottom line, guys, is that this is pretty simple actually. Now, in the footage, I'll show you in a second. Let me just do a rotation really quickly. I'll show it to you. In the footage, you're going to see I didn't actually have evocation. I was trying a different build. We were just experimenting quite a bit. So I was trying a different build and didn't have it. But here's what you would do realistically. Okay. You're going to go evocation into presence of mind into your window. Okay. Evocation. You can see I'm getting my arcane charges, presence of mind, and then we go surge into Magi, and I got missiles. I'm gonna go missiles into missiles. I got another missiles proc. We're gonna do it again, and then I'm gonna do an arcane blast. I got a missiles proc, and then a blast, and then a barrage at the very end. And I can see I got them all in. And then I almost did 2 million damage there. And then I would do shifting power, and then it would be like arcane orb into missiles, into a barrage, into an arcane orb, into missiles, into a barrage. You see how that kind of goes? And then we could do some blast. I'm basically never pressing arcane explosion. And then I would do touch of the Magi again, and then we would do another Magi window, and we'll get a missiles proc there, of course, and another missiles proc, and then I'll do an arcane orb into a barrage at the end there, and we'll just cap it all off there. I could have done presence of mind again. I forgot presence of mind, but you can see the damage on 3 targets is like disgusting, right? I mean, that was just 3 target cleave, and that's kind of how your whole window goes there. It's very simple. What you're getting all the time now is just missiles on missiles on missiles. Like, you just get so many procs. It's really crazy. So I don't know. I think, like, to me, I feel like Arcane Mage has become much more approachable now. I actually mess up the rotation. I press explosion like an idiot here. I think there might be a build where you use Arcane Explosion, but I'm telling you, this build that just focuses on getting missiles into your Magi target, that has been producing a ton of damage. And I think in particular with the tier set bonus, it also helps to buff this a little bit. But the bottom line is you can just... Oh yeah, it froze on me here. We had some beta problems. The bottom line is that the damage is just exceptional. So here's another window here. We're going to go Surge. Again, I don't have Evocation, so you would be using Evocation and Presence of Mind before you do this. I was just trying a different build on the beta, okay? Surge, Magi, Missiles, into an Orb, into Missiles, into an Orb, into Missiles. Look at how many missiles I'm getting. Another Missiles, and then a Barrage, and then the guy actually died. Look at my damage. 1.36 million on 4 target cleave. My defensive usage over the course of this dungeon was bad. I got another missiles charge again. Like, I'm not sure what it's like on live in terms of how many arcane missile charges you keep getting. Like, procs is what I'm trying to say. Sorry. I would love to hear what you guys think about that. Like, how many procs of missiles are you getting on live? Because I feel like I am getting so many procs on my missiles, and it just makes this playstyle really fun. And it ends up being a lot of damage. So sometimes if you're playing probably imperfectly like I am, you might run into a situation where your arcane surge is really close to being off cooldown and your Magi is ready to go. You definitely need to hold your cooldowns there. I would say you always want to match up your surge with your Magi 100%. You don't ever want to desync those. Unfortunately, I think I made a mistake and I desynced them, but it's okay. Again, look at all the orbs I'm getting. So this is like a drought moment right here where I don't have either of my cooldowns up. I'm not willing to spend them because the pack's almost dead by the time they come off cooldown. This is like what you would call a drought where I don't have any big things going on here. And I'm still doing almost 700k DPS. Like, that's pretty good on a 4 target cleave. Our tank died, but like, that's encouraging news to me. where I'm outside of my cooldowns and I'm able to pump actually a decent amount of damage there. That is really encouraging, I would say. So I would say Arcane Mage to me doesn't feel like it is just this massive mountain that you climb with your Touch of the Magi Surge window and then you go like way down into this valley anymore. I think it's a lot more like even now, if that makes sense, where you do have these big peaks every minute and a half, right? The big peaks with your double cooldowns, but then you go down and then you cool down your Magi and then you get back up again with your Magi, and then even outside of your Magi and Surge window, you actually have a really good amount of damage that you can pump out. And we got disconnected again. This is just beta things. So yeah, that was encouraging to me. I felt like that should be encouraging to you guys who play Arcane Mage. Here we go. We're on a boss fight. Remember, you want to kill the tree before you kill Ingra. So we did. I blew my whole cooldown at the beginning of the fight before the double damage window came in, because I feel like it's better to just do it than to wait like 20 seconds or 25 seconds. And we're doing like 1 million damage here. Look at 1.3 million. We're just absolutely popping off. I've had missiles this entire time. I want to emphasize this. Look at my missiles. There's a missile proc right there. I spend it. I get another missiles proc. I spend it. I get another missiles proc. I spend it. I get another missiles proc. And then I get another missiles proc. I get another one after that. And I get another one after that. Isn't that ridiculous? That's ridiculous, isn't it? Like, I don't know if that's just super lucky or like if this is just how it plays now. But the bottom line is, it's hella fun. It is really fun when you're getting these procs. Oh, there's a barrage proc. One important thing. Your barrage can light up. This is from the tier set bonus. You'll see this once you get to season 1. Your barrage can light up. When that happens, you fire a barrage. It will consume 4 charges, arcane charges, and then it will grant you 4 arcane charges again, which is really cool. So that's a very neat bonus that you're also going to get from your tier set bonus. So just remember that's in there as well. But guys, if anything, this is just a lot easier to play and way more fun than I ever remember this being before. This is so much fun. Like, holy cow, it's so much fun. Here it comes. Now we're in double damage, okay?
There we go. Boom. Oh, go.
Okay, now we're in a double damage window, so our missiles are doing... Watch our damage. It's going to go way up here.
I did that a bit early.
We're blasting, and then we got a missiles proc. We're going to press it. And then I need to barrage. My window is closing. My Magi window is closing. I need to barrage. 1 more missiles, and then he ended up dying, unfortunately.
We didn't get to see the collapse at the end, really,
yeah,
right?
so I probably should have barraged a bit early there, right? That's the only thing you still have to worry about, is like looking at your barrage window and going, okay, I need to make sure I throw my blast, my arcane, or yeah, blast at the very, very end, but I need to make sure I get it inside my touch window. That's what damage looks like on a boss fight. My missile procs were, I think, off the charts. You can see the Splinter Storm, the Spellslinger stuff also contributing a lot of damage here, right? This is 19% of my damage there on the boss fight, plus the embedded arcane splinter. So call it 22% of my damage came from my hero talent. So very strong, very, very strong there. Awesome to see. On 2-target cleave, I mean, you're just getting all these orbs, man. You just keep getting orb after orb after orb. Basically, your tier set bonus now is it your tier set bonus? I think it's your hero talents and then your baseline talents on your spec tree. They both have a chance to like launch an orb whenever you press barrage. So it's like you'll press like an orb into a barrage, and then that can launch another orb, and then you can barrage again, which launches another orb, and you can just have this continuous stream of orbs going. It's really, really cool. Here's a situation where I have my cooldowns coming back. I think I used them.
Oh my god, the damage.
No, I actually wait here.
Let's just do that. Oh, I'm not even gonna use. I'm not gonna use.
In a higher Mythic Plus key, you would use your cooldowns here, but again, this is just a Mythic 0 that we're doing, which is again like a Mythic plus 10 of old school. But again, that was like a drought window right there, and we did 600k on 4 targets, which again, that's actually good damage. I know the warrior did 2 million there, so I understand he's probably a little overtuned, but I'm telling you from the numbers that I've been seeing, that's a pretty good amount of damage.
If we don't get one, we're gonna barrage. Oh, that was a little unlucky timing.
There's our single target damage right there. That's our big burst window. 520 at the opener, and then we're going to try and maintain it. I'm getting tons of missile procs. I should be using shifting power here. I didn't really understand when I was supposed to use shifting power.
When do you press like shifting? Like, should I just shifting now?
I was asking chat what I'm supposed to do there. So then I actually do use shifting power here, and I get my Magi back. So we get another touch of the Magi window here right now. Boom. Remember, whenever you press touch, you get 4 arcane charges as well, which is really good. We get a missiles proc here. And then we get another blast. I'm looking at my Magi up here. Blast into a barrage. And there you go. Again, we're maintaining about 400k on single target. It's really good. Guys, it's just really good. Like, you do get multiple missiles going out as well. If you're watching that happen, that is after you cast 4 arcane barrages, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you cast 4 arcane barrages, and then you're able to get a missiles that will cleave. And then, of course, it just does so much damage. Look at the missiles going in here. Ding, 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 ding. It just does so much damage. Again, I don't have my cooldowns back at the right time here. This is all going to change. The timing of your cooldowns is going to dramatically change when you're in a higher Mythic Plus, because mobs will last longer. But we're doing 900k without Touch of the Magi and without Surge. I just want to keep emphasizing how good your damage can be outside of those windows. Like, it's really good. It's really good. So, yeah, here's our last little AoE pack here. This is with our cooldowns. There's an orb. Our touch has about 2 seconds left. I need to barrage here. I think I already did. There we go. Boom. And then it procced, and we're up to 1.2 million. So again, very good damage here. And then I think I do shifting power. Finally, I learned what I'm supposed to be doing. There's a full shifting power, and we're sort of maintaining 1 million damage per second here on this AoE pack. It's only had 5 mobs in it. So super encouraging, guys. We're going to skip past Mistcaller because this boss fight was super annoying and it kept lagging like crazy. We'll go down here. So yeah, it's just strong, and I want to emphasize how easy it is to play, how strong it feels. These drought windows that you have, I'm in one right now. It doesn't matter. You can still pump damage. 1.3 million right now without any of my cooldowns, which, you know, there's only 2 of them now, but it just feels really good. This is the most fun I think I've ever had on a mage, like, for sure. I really enjoy Frost Mage as well. And I think in terms of like difficulty level, I would say Frost Mage is still the easiest to play. And then it would go Arcane Mage now. And then I think Fire Mage is now the hardest thing to play because you're constantly looking for those Fire Mage procs with your Fire Blast to like sneak in a Fire Blast to get yourself an instant pyro, right? With your hot streak. So I think it's actually Arcane Mage now is like, it's pretty chill outside of your Surge Touch of the Magi window. You need to really pay attention when you're doing that window. But outside of that, you're just doing like Arcane Orb into missiles into barrage, into Arcane Orb into barrage. If you get a free barrage proc, you do barrage again. It's just like you're looking at that kind of stuff. It's pretty chill though. Whereas Fire Mage now is like you're always looking for the instant pyro. Did I get it? Is it coming up? Do I have a hot streak? Do I have 2 charges of it? Like, okay, I see I have a crit. I'm gonna do a Fire Blast to crit to make sure I get another pyro out. Like, you're constantly looking for, all the time your mind is busy, I think, as a Fire Mage. Whereas I think as Arcane Mage now, you're only busy during that huge ramp window, and then the rest of the time you're kind of a little bit more relaxed. And then I think Frost Mage is kind of just always chill, where you're the Frost Mage opener is actually kind of annoying, but it's actually pretty chill most of the time. So in terms of difficulty, it's much easier than it used to be. Like, our Arcane Mage used to just be like up here, you know, and then it was like Fire and Frost Mage were down here in terms of difficulty level. But now it's not like that. I feel like it's just much easier. And therefore it's more accessible. I think if you were thinking about playing Mage in the upcoming expansion because you're excited just about Mage stuff, you should absolutely give Arcane Mage a look. This is a lot of fun, and it's more accessible than it has ever been. I'm telling you right now, it's never been more accessible. This was a really sad moment. I have 20 stacks of I always forget what it's called, of my Arcane Harmony. So I should be pressing Barrage here to consume my Harmony. But I didn't realize that, so I'm pressing more missiles, and I'm just wasting all my missiles here. I feel sad. Everybody feels sad for me. Feel sad for Zuko. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's playing terribly. It's okay. We'll figure. There's more missiles. Oh no, there's even more. I finally spent it. Anyway, yeah, this is a really good spec now. It's really fun. It's actually incredibly mobile as well, because you have slipstream, which means you can cast your missiles while moving, and you get so many missile procs that you're just constantly moving and constantly casting at the same time. It's just like, holy crap, man. It was so mobile. I'm like just moving all the time. I just love it. Like, I don't know. The damage looks good. It feels good. It sounds good. Like, it feels fun to play. It's just crazy how good this is. Now, here's a consumption window. I don't do... Watch the next consumption here. This is really fun. So I have my cooldowns coming back here.
Holy shit, that was weird. Okay, we got another window. I've kind of bungled it a little bit here, but we're going to get back to it.
So we have our window coming back here, and then he starts channeling consumption, or maybe it's a girl. Tradova starts channeling consumption.
Surge. Oh, plus.
Watch the consumption shield. We just delete it. We literally delete it.
Let's go. Oh, we're going to destroy this consumption shield. It's already gone.
It's literally already gone. Isn't that crazy? Now you can see I got Magi ticking on the enemy. And then we barrage. I actually don't know if it hit in time, but our damage, again, 400k on single target. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, boys. That's how it looks. We'll look at the damage overall here. I actually need to look at it from a logs perspective because somebody actually gave me a screenshot. Where's my Discord? There it is. Yeah, we got a screenshot as well. Let's look at it this way. This is gonna be better. Okay. So there's our damage overall. We ended up doing 457k overall. So there's the overall damage from me. Zan beat us by quite a bit, but again, this is somebody... I'm not very good at Arcane Mage, okay? I'm just showing you guys the changes. I want to show you the basics, and I'm also trying to show you that somebody who doesn't really know how to play Arcane Mage super well, I haven't spent a ton of time on it, you can pump a lot of damage with this thing even without even knowing that much. So 457 overall, not bad at all. And then here's our breakdown: missiles, barrage, blast, orb, magi, and it just looks really good. It just looks really, really good. I'm telling you guys. The bottom line for Arcane Mage, it has gotten a lot simpler. No mana gem, no nether tempest, no radiant spark. Your DPS windows are 1.5 minutes, and every 45 seconds you can cool it all down with shifting power. If you take Spellslinger, you get a bunch of extra passive damage, which ended up being a lot of damage actually, right? We had Splinter Storm 7%, and then Splinter is 7, so that's 14% of our damage right there. And then you have the embedded Splinter is another 3. So 17% of our damage overall from our Spellslinger tree. Super great. Don't even really have to think about it. It's pretty passive. I like that. It's all good. So this is really fun. It does a lot of damage. It's a lot simpler to play. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Arcane Mage. If you're thinking of playing it in the War Within, I would love to hear from you. There's been a lot of changes that have come through in the patch notes. I'm here to tell you it is a lot of fun to play, and I really enjoyed myself. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks so much again for watching. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one.